Well, hello there, Survivor. Let's just assume that this is your very first time discovering Valheim. Presumably we both can agree that the graphics are nothing to write home about, right? What about the storyline, or most importantly, the first opening scene? I bet even that left you confused and unsure about the game. Only if you're a first timer, of course. But what if I told you that if you give Valheim 30 minutes of your time, it will open up to you in ways you were not expecting before? Listen, this is coming from a guy that would from time to time play Rust and still binge plays the crap out of DayZ. Technically Valheim wasn't even my sort of game, but giving this title some of my time, I discovered a side of me that felt joy sinking hundreds of hours into this game without any acknowledgement. That's how spectacular this game really is. There's people out there that fell in love with this game for numerous reasons, and every person has their own explanation and a story to tell. But I fell in love with this game for the simplicity of it. This game can go from the most ruthless and unforgiving survival game all the way to the coziest game you'll ever encounter on Steam. Now, that only varies from player to player. I'm just telling you my side of the story and my experience. Let me tell you why Valheim is one of my favorite survival games to revisit from time to time. From the first opening scene, you are dropped to the first initial biome of Valheim. Now, you are a fresh spawn, so you must obtain your strength through experience and multiple enemy encounters. What I'm saying is, you only get stronger and gain experience fighting your opponents through battles. So completely avoiding your enemies is certainly not advised. I promise you. You collect a couple of stones and gather a few sticks and craft yourself your very first tool that will not only help you with your resource gathering process, but it can also be used as a weapon, if you choose to do so. And if you really think about it, this is a way Valheim introduces its freedom to you as a player. That's right, you don't have to have a blade to be a fighter in this game. Just think creatively here for a second and use what you have available at hand. Of course, the night will approach at some point, and having a safe place and relax and hide away is a must. So, what do? We get some wood by chopping down half of the forest and building a workbench. Once you place it in a selected place of your choice, that's when you really get to explore its building system. Just don't place a campfire without a chimney. The smoke will kill you. Just use common sense here, okay? Valheim only gets addictive from that point forward. So I recommend not forgetting to rest, because after a few sleepless nights, the creatures that live in the dark side of the forest, they will come for you. So be well rested at all times. They don't like when you make all that noise, building and decorating every single night without any breaks. The next morning you'll gather some food, whether it grows from underground or eats grass on its own, or perhaps a mixture of both. As a Viking, you must be well fed. A hungry Viking is a weak Viking, and certainly not the dangerous one here. Okay, I got slightly carried away here with my build, and it didn't hit me until 2 hours later, realizing that I have not even discovered a swamp biome in Valheim. If you watch my older walkthroughs, I was certainly way ahead of myself, ahead of the game, especially compared to now. And if I'm not mistaking it, I think I've made my way all the way to the plains biome, which is not crazy considering that Ashlands is a thing now, and that's also about a couple more biomes ahead of plains. But anyhow, I've grinded quite a bit and built myself a plenty of storage and empty rooms for future plans. Still thinking about building a room for portals, which is, for those of you unaware, you can teleport through different biomes in this game, but the problem is you can't take important stuff with you, the fun stuff. Things like ores or copper, ingots, whatever. Now, once we discover the new biome, we will be able to travel through with valuables. But I think we're gonna have to grind our way all the way to Ashlands. And not to be a downer here, but I'm not capable of it right now whatsoever. Now, I'm way more than qualified to pursue a swamp biome. While I was grinding through resources, I've obviously leveled myself up quite a bit. but I want to get back to what I was saying earlier about this game as a whole. I hate to make this video as a walkthrough video only. I've never been that type of guy or YouTuber or what have you, but everything I just went through goes to confirm everything I said earlier about Valheim. The game is not holding your hand. It wasn't holding my hand, surely it's not gonna hold yours. I could technically stay here with everything I have right now and just be pleased without any repercussions. But in order to get the knowledge of newer items in the game, and there's a lot more to come, you kind of have to move a step further from where we are. Unless, of course, you're fully satisfied with the progress that you've already made. There's people out there that just power through Valheim and they just try to unlock as much as possible, but me personally, on the other hand, guys, I'm still here. I'm still in the first biome and I have not even moved. I accidentally unlocked Black Forest, which was not purposeful. I built myself plenty of rooms to start my expedition, especially since I've built myself this very handy looking Viking ship. Something I wish, this is way off the topic, but something I wish they would implement to this game would be a flying ship. Let me explain. If you guys ever played or seen Breakwaters, that survival game in particular has plenty of transportation options. Obviously, a flying ship is a bit unrealistic and probably goes against the whole Viking theme, but having that thing in Breakwaters was tons of fun. And I would certainly enjoy this game a lot more if they had something like that. I understand their solution to this whole fast transportation was implementing portals, which is still awesome by the way, but just being able to cruise through air and enjoy Valheim scenery that way would have been totally epic. Anyone watching this video, I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I crazy or am I losing my mind? Is this a valid statement?